Hey, what's up? Dave with Brazos Barbell. So this is the first week back to training after going to Ohio for the Arnold to coach a few of my athletes, and I don't think it could have come at a better time. I'm sure people who have been paying attention have noticed a change in my tone recently as I've been dealing with my hip, but in hindsight, I don't think I was handling it the right way. I think I've been too patient. I don't think that I've been afraid enough of the consequences of what will happen if I'm not able to train well this year, and I got a great reminder of that while watching this meet. The session we're watching here went great. This was probably the first time in the last 2 months that I've actually felt like I had some go in my squats. There have been pain-free sessions, but none that really felt like I had my legs under me. I stayed conservative while squatting because I was intent on having a good deadlift day later, but I finally felt like I was in control of what was happening here. The difference, and what I haven't felt in months, is a huge and overwhelming drive to get better, and more than that, a fear of what will happen if I don't. Last year's All Nationals, I bombed out, missing all of my deadlifts in my first primetime experience and missing out on what I felt like was a chance to win, or at the very least place in the top 3. After that meet, I found myself in a constant back and forth between the fear of having to reduce training loads, feeling weak, and falling behind my competitors, and the fear of what would happen if I didn't change. I let those emotions get the best of me, and I didn't sufficiently address the issues affecting my deadlift, and I bombed out again in my next meet a few months later with the exact same problems. After that, my feelings changed. I remember clearly in the moments after that second meet, mad at myself for being okay with it the first time, mad at myself for letting it happen again, and afraid of my next meet and if I was actually as good as I thought I was. Instead of trying to build myself up and remind myself how good I had previously been, I decided to constantly remind myself of how bad I had been recently. I committed myself to never letting that happen again because of how bad it felt when it did. Every session between then and Nationals, I tried to remember those misses and how ashamed and how frustrated I had been in those moments. I felt like a fraud. How could anyone take me seriously as a coach or athlete if this is what the expectation of me lifting is going to be? So I changed it, but I'm not forgetting or letting go of that fear. This weekend I watched Sean Noriega miss 2 deadlifts that would have given him an American record total over some of the all-time best 83 kilo lifters, and the misses were some that we've come to expect from him. Anytime a mention of Sean comes up, the comment is always, will he actually be able to keep his balance? And again, he didn't. I've been there. I know the fear in the moment that all the work and training might not actually show up when it matters. I know the frustrations afterwards, having to watch that moment again and again when you felt like you put in all the necessary work. I'm afraid every time I go out on the platform to deadlift, and I hope Sean will be more afraid from now on also. That fear gave way to some of the best training of my life heading into Nationals, a new American record deadlift, and a win on the same stage I failed on last year. That fear also gave me one of the most satisfying moments of my life. So now I'm afraid again. I'm afraid I won't win Worlds. I'm afraid I won't win Raw Nationals again. I'm afraid all of my competitors will pass me up and none of the hard work that I put in every single day will show up like it did, and I'll never feel that moment again. But that feeling is why I know I'm not done. I feel the fire in my training again, and I couldn't be more ready to work harder than ever to overcome it. People feel this on different levels, but we all experience the same thing. For some, it's the initial fear of actually getting into the gym and feeling inadequate. Later, it's that first meet that seems so daunting. Eventually, it turns into the fear that you'll never actually reach the ultimate goals you set. Muhammad Ali said, "He who is not courageous enough to take risks will accomplish nothing in life." You will fail, you will be embarrassed and frustrated, but how you handle those moments will determine how far you actually go. Don't run from that fear. Use it and keep using it until you find something new to challenge you.